Hi guys, I am back. I have had a few months off because I wanted to get as much of my debt paid off as possible before 2026. And I've actually managed to pay off all my debt this year. So I'm going into 2026 completely debt free and I'm so excited. The weight that was on my shoulders has gone. I can breathe a lot easier knowing that I don't have to worry about my monthly expenses, making sure that I can buy food, pay my gas and things like that. My electric and gas is actually quite a bit in credit and I didn't realise, so that was a nice surprise. So at the beginning of the year, I think I was about 9 grand in debt. In December, these were all of my debts. So I had £65 in ECL, where I had to pay back training. It was 200 and something, but that was paid off, this final payment, this month. So we are completely debt free with them. MBNA, thank you very much. They basically ripped my £1,500 off. I checked all of my creditors last month through PayPlan. So basically, I think it was about 2 years ago, I contacted PayPlan. They took all of my creditors and put them into one pot. So then I only had to worry about one payment rather than meeting all of the minimum payments. And not only that, but PayPlan was actually able to put a stop or a freeze on all of my interests and late fees, maybe, I'm not sure. Basically, for the last 2 years, I have not been paying interest on any of these, which has been fantastic. And then MBNA basically ripped that off before I could pay it back. So that was a really, really nice Christmas present. So thank you, MBNA. Link Finance, this was for a loan for some, I say furniture, it was the white goods for the kitchen. I needed a new fridge, freezer and a new oven. So that came to 2,202 to finish paying this month. I can't remember what it was at the beginning of the year. Barclays was around about £1,000 at the beginning of the year, but that was 724 this month. This is my current credit card. I know it's controversial. I have a credit card whilst trying to pay off debt and save and things like that. But I got this credit card just before I started university. I was going to use it as an emergency credit card, but then I was told never use your credit card for an emergency, because if you haven't got an emergency in the first place to basically pay your credit card emergency back, you're spending money that you just don't have still. So I have put a limit on my credit card of £200. I cannot spend over that, otherwise I'll get a fine, obviously, or an overspend fee. So I basically use my credit card for buying my lunch at university, so that then I can build up my credit score again. So normally I only spend about £50 a month on my credit card, because I think it's only use 1/4 of your credit card to keep yourself in the green with your creditors or something. Anyway, I only buy lunch 1 day a week whilst I'm at university, and my 2 full days at university are a Thursday or a Friday. All the other days I take in my own lunch. So if I know it's going to be a stressful day, then I save it for the Thursday or the Friday. And then the other day it's tough. I have to make my own lunch, which is, fine. This month, however, it is, I think it currently sits at £136 because silly bugger forgot to take her cash and her bank card, and I have deleted all of my cards on my phone so that I can't keep tapping away. So I had to use my credit card to get myself some petrol because I was running on fumes. So yeah, but that's absolutely fine. I know that I can pay that back because I have still got 2 grand in the bank. Interim finance, I can't remember what this was for, but that's 1,598. So my total at the beginning of December, before I found out about the MBNA, was £6,159. So take off the MBNA and it came to £4,659 of debt that I paid off on the 10th of December. Now, when I say the feeling of euphoria when I finished paying those off, I squealed, I clapped. It was like I had won the lottery of £1 million. The stress that came off my shoulders was phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic. Because basically, I think I was paying around about, it depended on how much I was spending just by tapping my card. So I think it was around about 1,657 was my highest month, and 1,422 was basically all my bills and nothing but bills. So I had 1 month where I didn't spend anything just to find out how much. So yeah, now my bills are going to be under £1,000. Oh my gosh! So I will have almost £1,000 to basically put into savings. I have started a stocks and shares account. I'm starting off slow with that because I don't understand it. Just because I have never understood maths. So basically I have put in 150, we'll see how it goes. And then after about 2-3 months, I might add a little bit more in and then see how we go from there. So yeah, and basically, how did I do it? So as I said before, all of my cards that I had saved on my phone, I deleted every single one of them. I can't buy anything off Amazon anymore. I can't do any shopping online. Well, I can if I wanted to put my card details back into my phone. But what I've been doing is putting things in my basket and basically looking at it, and then eventually I'll be like, oh yeah, no, I don't want it anymore. Whereas when you first see something and your initial thinking is, oh, I really want that, I really like it, I'm going to get it. And then a few days later, you're like, oh, why did I buy this? It weaves out that unnecessary spending, and it's really good. I don't go into town anymore. When I do, I only window shop. I don't actually go into any shops. This just stops me from taking things off the shelves and going, you know what, let's go buy this. The times that I have gone into shops with friends and family and I've gone, oh, I want that, I would most probably take it back like 2-3 days later. And I'm not afraid to take things back either, because at the end of the day, things are so expensive now. So I have no problem taking things back. At the end of the day, when things cost like £10 or £15, that is an hour of working. So instead of looking at things with a monetary value, I now look at things as how long would I have to work to pay for this? And that has actually helped me a lot with unnecessary spending. As I said, I buy my lunches. I make my own lunches, sorry. So I make pesto pasta, chicken Caesar salads, chicken and tomato pasta bake thingy for university. When I'm at home, I'll have a ham sandwich, cheese on toast, Marmite on toast, things like that. Nice and simple things. When it comes to actually meals like dinners and things like that, I will meal prep for us. I try and meal prep for the whole month, but sometimes it's like meal prepping for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll have to go out and get a few like little bits and pieces. Again, with the little bits and pieces, if I can get it to around about the £50, I will just have it delivered. But if it's something where I'm only going to spend like £10 or £15, I will only take £10 or £15 with me, and I will leave my card and the rest of my cash at home, so that I cannot spend. The only place that I tend to buy my food shop is from Tesco's, just because of the points that add up. You can then get vouchers to get money off. I'm sure there are other places that do that, but I know what Tesco's has in store, because I used to work in the Costa that was within the Tesco's, so I kind of still know what I know what I want. I can picture the aisles and be like, right, I want that, that, and that. But when it comes to perishables, however, I do try and go in once a week just to get my salad, my fruit, my veg, fish, and chicken. Now, the reason why I only go in to get these things is because there have been times where they have been delivered to me and it is vile. It's mouldy, it's changed colour somehow. Like, I had chicken arrived and on the top it looked fine, but when you turned the chicken over, it was green on the bottom, and I was like, you delivered this to me? What were you thinking? And there has actually been times where I've opened fish and chicken, and I've had to take them back because they smelt really, really bad when opening the packaging, and the colour of them was fine. So I've taken those back. Obviously, fruit and veg, they only last about a day sometimes. So yeah, I just get my own fruit and veg and fish and chicken. What else? Oh, I stopped buying duplicate things. I will now make sure that I am to the last of something before I go out and buy it. And I will only buy my clothes at the moment, because I'm still researching other places, and this isn't an ad or anything like that. I buy my clothes from Superdry at the moment, just because of the quality. But not only that, when you buy your products from Superdry, you have 1 year of insurance on your clothing, and I didn't know this for quite some time. So if I bought something and found that actually the seams are coming undone, I can take it back to the shop. They will send it back to their warehouse where it will be fixed, basically. And if it can't be fixed, they'll either send you out a new one or give you a gift card so that you can buy something else, or return it because it's within that 1 year warranty. So you can actually get your full refund back. I do my own nails. I won't show you the other hand because I've actually broken my thumb now. But yeah, I do my own nails, and I'm saving myself quite a lot of money, because having your nails done for something just like plain simple, I think it's like £35 for gels now. I'm not sure, because I haven't needed to get them done by someone else for a very long time. But my friend, she said that she had her nails done for like 150 quid. I was like, what for? I was really confused, but yeah. Car insurance and car tax, I pay every year in full, because I didn't know that it actually made an impact on your credit score if you're paying those monthly, because it shows your the creditors, if you're like planning on buying a house or anything like that, it shows them that you can't afford to pay it in full. So if you're looking to buy a house at all, over the next like 2 years, 3 years, I would say pay for your car insurance and your car tax in full. Not only that, but you would be saving yourself some money as well. Car tax, I was only saving like £10 a year from monthly, but to be fair, again, it was like a monthly expense that I was having to make sure that I had in my bank. So just paying that off in full is a weight off my mind. And with car insurance, it depends on your tariff. So it might be like £10 to like £70 odd extra. So yeah, I'm saving a lot of money by just paying that in full as well. I've stopped eating out as well. So if we want to eat out, we basically pick a day in the month, and that will be the only day that we eat out. And at my university, they have got a Starbucks within the cafeteria. I had a coffee there once. Not coffee, sorry. I got a hot chocolate from there once, and never again. It was £5 just to have the ability to walk to a Starbucks in our university. It's not even that expensive when you go to an actual Starbucks in my hometown. I don't know how they can, what's the word? Justify charging £5 for a drink. My friends still drink there every single day. I don't know how they can afford it. But yes, so I take my own flask in, hot drink in there, whether it be tea or hot chocolate, and I make my own lunches to save myself some money, because I think the minimum meal at uni is £3.50, and that's for nuggets and French fries. And if you want to stay at your £3.50 budget, that is the only thing that is there every single day. And the full meal, and this can vary, it can be like cottage pie with chips and veg, or there was some weird thing, I've no idea what it was, but it was buttered chicken with some sort of couscous, maybe a bit of naan bread, and there was something else, I don't know what it was. It was nice, but it was about £5, and when I'd finished eating it, I was still quite hungry after. So yeah, it's just my way of making sure that I'm not going to be hungry for the day. My petrol over the holidays will go down a little bit, so I think I'm at about half a tank at the moment. But oh guys, I might be getting a part-time job at my university's farm, and I cannot wait. I'm currently volunteering, but because everyone's gone home for Christmas, he's going to basically see what he can squeeze me into on the farm and get me to do a few things. He hasn't spoken to me directly, but one of the guys that we work with, who is kind of maybe the step below the manager, he said, oh, we're going to be in touch with you soon because we're all going on holiday next week, meaning, well, literally next week. So yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from them. Whether it'll be paid or not, I'm not sure. But if it is, then that'll be a bonus. But I do also have another job at the university where I'm a student ambassador, just talking to them about, you know, what student life is like and where they can get financial help, and if they're struggling mentally, then they can go here, there, and wherever they need to go. So it's nice to be able to have a job that fits around my studies, because when I was at Costa Coffee, I thought it was going to be perfect. The team was fantastic, but yeah, being messaged every morning saying, oh, can you come in today, even if you've worked a full week, it was like, no, absolutely not. But yeah, we wait and see what happens. And my next few plans is I'm saving for my flooring in my house. I was quoted £4,000, so I'm going to see where I can do it myself. My daughter's room I'm going to do myself, and my room I will eventually do myself. But with downstairs, I kind of need someone else to do it, because in my kitchen the floor kind of is level, but then it kind of dips like that, and they want me to pay, I think it was like £700 to have the floor latex leveled. But my washing machine wouldn't fit under the worktop if I did it. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do the kitchen living room. Anyway, I want to buy a new sofa. There's a holiday that I want to do, and again, I am looking into stocks and shares at the moment. But that is basically why I haven't been around, because I knew that if I was trying to do cash stuffing for videos, I wasn't going to get myself debt-free by January. Now, I do have student debt, which I know some people will think, oh, that's controversial to me saying that I'm debt-free. In England, our university debts or student loans, what have you, are done a lot differently to other places. So basically, I am going to be getting student loans over the next, I think, 4 or 5 years. I'm not 100% sure because they've changed my course again. So I need to pick an avenue and then we'll see what happens from there. But basically, it does not affect our credit score, our student loans. It is completely separate. It is to do with the government. And basically, once I've started working and earning £25,000 was what it was when I started. Apparently, it's now gone up to 27,000. Then I start paying back 9% through my wages. I won't even notice that it's gone when I get paid my wages. But basically, the advisor that I spoke to said it's not 9% of each individual loan that I will be getting. So all my loans is in one pot, and I will be paying 9% of the pot as a whole, but that's only based on how much I'm earning. So the first, I think it's 12,750 is basically tax-free and is not included in my student loan percentage either. So say I was earning, I don't know, £30,000. I need to write this down because maths is not my strong suit. £30,000. Over 25,000 is when I start having to pay back my loans. So if I was actually only earning 24,000 a year, I wouldn't have to pay back any of my student loans at all. But I think 12,750. Hold on, let me get a calculator. Bear with. Okay, I couldn't find my my calculator, so I've just had to do it off thingy. So, the British government says that we can earn up to 12,750 without having any tax deducted and things like that. So basically what I've done is the 30,000 minus the 12,750, which is 17,250, minus our 20% tax per year, which leaves 13,800. Now, this is the number where the 9% of my student loans comes from, which is £1,242, which leaves us with the 12,558. And then we add back in the 12,750 because that's how much we can earn again without being taxed, which leaves me with £25,308 to spend per year. And this here, which is the 9% student loan deduction from how much I earn per year, is then divided by 12, which means that I'm only paying £103.50 for my student loans. So it's only 9% of our income rather than 9% for each of the loans that I have. So that's really such a good thing for British students. I don't know how it works for international students. That's something that you guys, if you wanted to learn here in England, you'd have to look up for yourself. But yeah, for people that live in England, you can also contact your local council and ask if you would be able to get yourself exempt from paying council tax whilst you're studying. But the only thing is, not all of the councils are doing it. And it's only if you are the only income for the house. So if you had, say, a partner or your child was over the age of 18 and they were no longer in education, they would be left to pay the council tax. It would not make you exempt. But yeah, so this is just based on a theoretical income. This is not my income. That I might say for another video. To be honest, I don't know what my income is at the moment, just because of all the different jobs that I have finished and the new ones that I have started. I've also got my student loans coming in. I've got a student grant coming in. So I have to do my income on a monthly basis rather than showing you what it's going to be for the whole year. So yeah, but so far, oh my god, I'm debt free. Oh my god, it is so good. If you are thinking of doing this and just basically trying to get it paid off at the end of the year, don't be down on yourself if you do not manage to pay off the whole lot as a lump sum. I personally was worried that I wasn't going to manage it, but then I thought to myself, just getting this like chunk paid off so that then I can try maybe next year to get the rest of it paid off. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that MBNA writ that off, I think I would be struggling this month. But thanks to them, I have managed to not only pay it all off, but I've also managed to buy a couple of Christmas presents as well. Oh, that was another thing. The way that I saved money over the last 2 years to try and get as much of this paid off as possible is that my family, for the adults, we do Secret Santa. And we do £30 per year. So it cuts back on spending. Also, with regards to Christmas dinners, we each take oh god. So someone will take the chicken. Whoops. Someone will take the beef. I will probably take the cakes and desserts and things like that. Someone else will take like some of the vegetables, and basically it just cuts down the cost for that one single person who might be hosting. So yeah, just don't be afraid to speak to your family and say, look, it's expensive time of year. Can we try and like come together, make a plan and breaking these like costs down for whoever's hosting or the gifts and things like that, and just say like save the money, like expensive gifts and things like that for the birthdays. Because Christmas at the end of the day is supposed to be about family coming together. Like I haven't seen my uncle for quite some time. I mean, we only live an hour away from each other, but because of our schedules, we just don't have time to see each other. So it would be nice to see him this year. And the same for my nan and granddad. You know, my schedule, especially now that I'm at university, I'm either exhausted, I've got an assignment to do, or I'm at university, or I'm spending time with my daughter. So it's trying to find that middle ground with everyone where when we do come together, it doesn't cost a fortune. And Christmas time, I absolutely love it. We've got board games that we've used over the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years. I mean, I still got my Jenga from which I had when I was like 6 or 7, and we played that together. But yeah, don't be afraid to speak to family about money, and don't go too crazy over Christmas presents. Save the expensive presents for the special birthdays. I feel like I've waffled too long, so I'm going to leave the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you feel like there are better ways of doing things, then, you know, let me know. I am not going to sniff at saving money, you know. Just because I've got my debts paid off, I've now got things that I actually want to do for 2026, which is going to cost quite a bit of money. So, and also it's not just like for me, it's for whoever's watching my videos as well. They might get some ideas. I don't know if I've given you some ideas through my waffling today. But if you are in debt, please don't feel like you're alone. You're not the only one. But don't just bury your head in the sand either. See if there are agencies such as PayPlan that can put them all in one pot and maybe even help you pause the interest rates. They are a non-profit, PayPlan. I don't know about others, but they are non-profit. And they basically contacted all of my creditors for me, so that it took the stress off of me. And they basically just messaged me saying, oh, can you afford this payment every single month? And basically sorted everything for me. But you also have to be incredibly open with PayPlan or whoever you go with, and say, this is what I can afford this month. Don't sit there going, oh, they're going to sort this out for me, I'm going to keep a couple of extra pennies to myself. The whole idea of this is to get this debt paid off so that you can relax and see that money coming in and not fly out the door. And it might also help with the cost of living costs as well. Yeah, that's, I think, a whole different story. But I'm going to leave the video here because it is quite long, and I will see you guys maybe next month. I'm not 100% sure because, as I say, I don't feel like the envelope challenges is for me anymore. Just because I like seeing that money save in my bank account. So what I might do is do videos of me staying on track rather than this is where I'm sticking my money today, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you when I see you. And I hope you will have a very Merry Christmas and a fantastic New Year. Bye.